I'm sitting here with a beautiful view of Jerusalem behind me, and you can see the Dome of the Rock, which is actually nowadays a mosque, but it's actually, they believe, where the temple would have been, so it's actually called the Temple Mount. And you can imagine as Jesus walked down this route and was standing here on this mountain, when he also made prophecies about the temple and what would happen. And now the other day we're also visiting the Western Wall, and we could go and see the Jews going and praying and leaning against the wall. Now why the Western Wall? The Western Wall to them is the most holy and place that they can go because they believe it's the wall that would have been the closest to the Holy of Holies. And seeing them go and come to this wall, I realized that at the wall, actually, there's nothing special at the wall. And why is that? Because Jesus had prophesied even that the temple would be destroyed and rebuilt in 3 days. Now, thinking that doesn't make any sense at all, of course, the actual temple, and that didn't take place. What he was speaking about is that God was not going to live in the temple there anymore, but he himself, Jesus, was going to be sacrificed. And in 3 days, he would rise again. And why that's so important is because it meant that there would be a new temple provided. And when he died, at the exact moment he died, actually the veil that would separate the Holy of Holies, which is why they go to the Western Wall today, because they believe it's the closest to where God's presence would have been in the holy place. When he died, that veil was ripped open, which means that actually God's presence could come out and would not just be in the temple, because at that moment, the sacrifice, the greatest and most perfect sacrifice was made. And when the most perfect sacrifice was made, now God's presence could come out and be with his people. And what's even greater is that when Jesus rose again, 3 days later, is there's a new temple that would be, and that's us today, that we become the most holy place. We don't have to fly over to Israel actually and go to that place. It's great. But actually, what's even greater is that Jesus rose from the dead, went to heaven so the Holy Spirit could come down. And when the Holy Spirit comes down, he lives in us. And now we become that holy place, that temple. And wherever we go, we're actually bringing his presence with us. Wow, that's incredible.